and stuff like that. And we've seen a dozen videos he has done that has put a lot of people to the test. I won't say put them to shame because everybody makes mistake, right? You mustn't be perfect at everything, right? But for some reason, Google just keeps on picking the people that seem to be all about themselves, but you ask them question and you find out it is just a vuvuzela inside there. But anyways, this is what we love about Egungun. And of course, he is linked up with DJ Chicken, and a whole lot happened in that setting. Yes, so DJ Chicken linked up for a lively house tour at his new mansion, which is rumored to be over 250 million naira. Egungun grilled him outside by his red Toyota truck, then explored indoors, cracking up over chandeliers, also a leaky roof, and DJ Chicken calling Egungun's wife Mami Water. Wahala. All right. Fans love the unscripted vibes, with one saying it feels like a short movie, highlighting their talent for turning everyday moments into joyful content. We could not just say our people they do mad things this year 2026. And we thought that we were going to see the end with numerous people also last year also unveiling houses, cars, relocation plans as well. Like Arista who just moved from Nigeria to the big Apple city that is the New York City, right? You could see the excitement in every Nigerian, of course, with other artists like Ashake finally taking his brand international, and of course, Wizkid also taking his brand international. Burna Boy having a successful tour year. It's just so many good things happening in the Afrobeat circle and, of course, in the streamer circle just as well. And next, we have Adekunle Gold and Simi, who officially welcomed twin babies. Make some noise for Adekunle Gold and Simi, because these two, I think they are officially the sweethearts of Nigerian pop culture industry, right? And you can see the pictures circulating of Simi and her two babies. Adorable. You can just tell that this lady is so super happy to be a mother, and I'm super happy for her as well. Big shout out to Adekunle Gold and big shout out to Simi. The Nigerian music star is married since 2019, already have a daughter whose name is Deja. What a beautiful name. From 2020, and had fueled speculation with Simi's recent baby bump revealed in a music video clip. A lot of people were thinking that was a costume made a baby bump, but apparently Simi has let the world know officially, well, you thought it was fake. Now you see my two twins, right? Now who's fake? All right. Adekunle Gold announced the twins' arrival on Snapchat on Wednesday, sharing images of onenesses marked double and trouble. Neither the twins' gender nor names are out yet, but the news has drawn warm congratulations from fans all over the globe and influencers alike. You can imagine the excitement the Nigerian industry is having at this time. What a time to be alive. And yes, so no be small thing we got that here do. Now for the main ceremony of why we are here. And yes, so ladies and gentlemen, we're taking this time portal all the way to events that happened on this glorious January 8th. Are you ready? Yes, so I know you are. I know you are. All right. Yeah, so let's go right into it with No Wahala, with an amazing song to warm up our entry into events happening on this very day. Trust me. As I tell you, say No Wahala Day. True, No Wahala Day. All right. So join me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go enjoy No Wahala by Wonder Baton. And we'll be right back right here on Volt Express. And yes, so believe me when I say we are very much live on our Volt 104.3 FM YouTube channel, on the Volt Express channel right here on Volt Express. And yes, so I'm seeing a lot of amazing people like Kingsley Ayakam. Okay, Kingsley Akam 4352. Amazing person joining us for the first time. And of course, my guy says, my man, ride on, which we plan to. Big ups to every one of you joining us at this time. No be small thing we got out here do without to now. Ha, wahala. I for just they talk to myself. They give myself this kind of amazing gist. Anyways, join me on the dance floor as we go into No Wahala by Wonder Button. And when we come back, I'll be unveiling all the stories happening right here on January 8th. Let's go. that beautiful song, and I still know Wahala full our body on this amazing day, and we're going right into it. The day time created monsters and geniuses. You can imagine that. People think history happens randomly. I'll say no. Some days are loaded, trust me, eh? January 8th is one of those days where genius, controversy, rebellion, superstardom, and raw human brilliance collided. And of course, we're going to be starting heavy today with Stephen Hawking, born January 8th, 1942. Yes, so one of the greatest minds to ever exist was born today. And a lot of people are going to ask this question, Ojo, where you they come up with all these amazing people where they do plenty things? Yesterday was Rowan Atkinson, today is Stephen Hawking. Tomorrow night you say you're Hawking something too. All right, so we're going right into it because Stephen Hawking is a legend and an absolute genius in his right? The man who looked at the universe and said, I'm not scared of you. Yeah, so this man, he redefined how we understand black holes, explained time itself, did all this while trapped in a body that slowly shuts down. Doctors said he wouldn't live past 23. Guess what? He lived past 76. Talk about grace. Imagine that mental strength. Hawking proved one thing. Your body can be limited, but your mind can be infinity. Yeah, so I'm not talking about the Avengers Infinity Stone. Please wake up, wake up, wake up. And of course, this is not just science. This is human motivation on steroids. And for you amazing people out there, if your body failed you today, would your mind still fight? Or would you leave it on Jesus to take control? All right, let me know what your thoughts are right here on 0706 048 5853. Or you can call me on 0915 570 8347. All right, next we have Elvis Presley, the birthday of a cultural earthquake, born January 8th, 1935. Before Elvis, there was no global pop star as we know it today. There was no Beyonce, there was no Shakira, there was no Aya Star with a hot body doing magical things. There was no Tiwa Savage, there was no big names, Megan Thee Stallion, you just name it, right? So this guy, Elvis Presley, right, didn't just sing, he shook society. Parents hated him, youths worshipped him, churches feared him, governments washed him. His hips alone caused moral panic. You know when somebody is dancing so provocatively and everybody's just looking at the waist, whining, and you're thinking in your head, what is all this body movements going left and right? Slow down, all God's kids are in the building. All right, now that's the kind of expression parents got whenever Elvis hits the stage. And yes, so Elvis created the idea of celebrity obsession, music as rebellion, the blueprint for Michael Jackson, Prince, Beyonce, Wizkid, and Burna Boy. Elvis was not just a musician, he was a movement before social media existed. You know, saying a big vibes where Elvis carry come when you already know he's influencing big names like Michael Jackson, Prince, Beyonce, Wizkid, and Burna Boy. You can imagine that, the audacity he has to influence all these big names. Also, Elvis was not just a musician, right? Before social media existed, he was already a movement. And of course, a lot of people out here contribute a lot of their work and of course dedicate most of their work to Elvis Presley for the contributions he has led and of course he has participated in over the years, which is a joy to witness because without these legends, our pop culture wouldn't be in the place where it is currently, and that is an elevation mode, right? If nobody is uncomfortable with your greatness, you're not pushing hard enough. And that's the truth. Elvis has said this a number of times in interviews from way back. Also, he has inspired people like Prince, who the Purple Rain, Krona, also in so many ways influenced Jimi Hendrix, and you just know he has influenced the Beatles as well in numerous ways in their sounds, choreography, and just name it, in their influence in the world at large, right? Next, we have the death of Galileo, which happened on January 8th, 1642. Most of us were not even born that period. I think at that point, I was still in heaven, I was still contemplating if God was going to send me to Nigeria or send me to Ghana and enjoy Ghana jollof rice or Nigerian jollof rice. So you understand where I am heading to now. Galileo didn't die rich. He died under house arrest. Imagine not dying with jollof in your mouth, right? You just suffered throughout 1642 and the next thing they're hanging you. Anyways, why this guy died under house arrest is why I'm here to tell you, right? Because he said the earth is not the center of the universe. Bam. And this is what pissed world leaders off. So this sounded normal back in the early 2000s, right? But I can assure you that in the early 1600s, this statement was treason against God. It's not even about the prince or the Caesar or the Roman Empire this time around. It was treason against God. And you know, that was the height where the Catholic Church had a lot of crusaders left to right, condemning people who blasphemed against the Holy Trinity. You know, they catch you talking one wrong thing. Maybe they are saying, we thank you, Jesus, for this wonderful tea and wonderful people joining us on Vote Express. And somebody else says, which one is thank you, God? Don't you know you're the one doing this by yourself? And the next thing, somebody is shouting from the window or from the balcony, off to the gallows you go. Bam. That was how treasonous these statements were. Well, Galileo taught us truth doesn't need permission. Power hates new knowledge. History also always apologizes late. Every revolutionary thinker today, musicians, activists, innovators, owes Galileo some amount of respect. Truth be told, right? Because this guy is one of the pioneers and forefathers of our entertainment industry. If you lived in Galileo's time, would you stay quiet or speak truth? That question is for you out there listening at this very time. Also, we have more events happening on this very day, January 8th, and the power birth of modern leaders. And this one has a lot to do with the new world leaders we're witnessing at this point, like Kim Jong-un and the rest of them. January 8th is also tied to power figures. One of the most debated birthdays in modern politics is Kim Jong-un. And for my amazing South Korean and North Korean indigenes and people all around Africa, Nigeria, and the rest of the world. Please, if I'm getting that wrong, do not take me on exile, right? You don't want a man who has tantrum problems, to get me involved. Anyways, this guy, for some reason, is feared by many, loved by thousands and millions of people, but for some reason does not just sit right in the eyes of a lot of people as well. Anyways, whether myth or fact, the symbolism is loud. Power thrives on mystery. Legends are built with secrecy. Control often starts with narrative. And for pop culture lessons, well, you know what they say about whoever controls the story controls the crowd? I think that is quite interesting and really true. Well, this sounds familiar in today's celebrity era. Of course, it does. And next, we have music and pop culture and January 8th energy that has escalated and we're loving very much. January 8th has consistently birthed rebels like Thames, my girl Thames, Big shout out to Mr. Rebel herself. And, it should be Mrs. Rebel, but, she did a song, Mr. Rebel. So big shout out to her for leading this charge. And next we see Rule Breakers also happening on this very day, January 8th. So January born children. Now, when they worry, yes, this is what it means. Now, when they disturb area, now when they make obwe, say, ha! Now, wow. All these January people say, now to do. All right. Next, we have the system disruptors, the icons that didn't fit in. Yes, the icons that did not fit in. Like Marvel, your body na meat pie. Tell me how that makes sense to anybody, but he has blown. I guess he was born in the month of January, because how? You come out with one big slang, your body na meat pie, and you don't rain. Anyways, this is how January people roll. And of course, they're very much admired by very lovely people all around the globe. And that's why throwback music from different eras hits harder today. Imagine going from "Your love is beautiful" to "Hey, baby girl, pass me your cup. Your body na meat pie." Wow. You see the revolution with music and how January 8th has influenced these studies? What a time to be alive in Nigeria and, of course, in our Afrobeat history, right? Also, there are a ton of throwback rotations I would like to play for you on this beautiful day. And taking the charge, we're going right into it with Mr. Raw, because Obodo has seriously merry-go on this side of the pitch. And I'm talking about Clean the Drum, giving us an iconic intro to an amazing song. Ladies and gentlemen, join me right now as we dive right into it with Mr. Raw, titled Obodo, featuring Clint